Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Ali.
Yeah, sorry, I did not want to bring us back. I kind of joined the meeting late. I was out. I just got back now. I don't know if there will be a recap of this meeting, so you can bring some of us that were not able to join up to speed.
Okay. Let me quickly give a recap. So I said we're going
Okay,
to
thank
have a
you.
project, a cloud project, and what we are going to do on that project is to create a game day notification application. What it simply means is that we'll have an application that will be giving us notification of what is happening in the sport world. So you will be able to design it for the application to be giving you feedback or to be giving you notification on maybe scores or league tables, on fixtures or anything. So you'll be able to, but what will help us now to get all these things live or to get the current happenings in the sport world is by using API, which I explain what API means, which is application programming interface. That API will be able to help us fetch data from the gaming websites or from the data from any site that is updating or putting up the live scores or putting up the fixtures or tables or anything or any information we want. So that API will be able to do that. What we will do now, we'll create that application that can be able to be sending us that notification on our phones or on our SMS or on our emails. And the difference between what we are doing with the current live score that we have is that we'll be able to define what we want. Unlike live score, I use live score a lot. So if I want any notification on any game, there is a star in front of any game which makes the particular game to be my favorite. When I click on it, they will only give me update when somebody scores, when somebody gets red card, when it is halftime or stuff like that. So this in particular, we can be able to have notification of all the games, be it scores, all the games that are happening, be it scores. You will be able to select if it is Premier League you want, if it is La Liga, this Bundesliga, like that. So that's one of the major thing we are going to do. And the tools we are going to use from AWS, we are going to use SNS, Simple Notification Service. That SNS will be able to, is the one responsible to send the SMS to us or to email to us, which a lot of people can subscribe to it. The only thing is that we'll create a topic, and then everybody that wants to subscribe will have a space to subscribe by putting up his email. So he too, he'll be having the same notification we are having at the same time. Then we are going to use Lambda. Lambda service will be the one to to interpret whatever code we are writing, and that code is coming in the form of JSON, JSON. So we'll use that code, we'll send it to Lambda, and then Lambda will be the one to interpret the whole code. So it is in that code now that will define what we want. If it is the fixtures, if it is whatever it is that we want, that's where we'll define it, and then Lambda will be able to trigger and then send the notification through SNS to our email or to our SMS. Then we'll have an event bridge. Event bridge is what we will use for our timings. Do we want it in minutes? Do we want it in hours? Do we want it per day? Like that. So we'll be able to set date. Just like the name implies, event bridge. We are going to make it an eventful something like a timing. So whatever time we set on our event bridge, that's what will happen. If we say trigger and give us updates in 5 minutes, it will do that. In 10 minutes, it will do that. In a day, in 2 days, like that. Then we are going to the development environment we are going to use, like I said, we are going to use I am familiar with VS Code, so we are going to use VS Code as our environment. So in that VS Code now we'll be able to install Python because the JSON we are doing and the programming language we are using is Python, which Michael has already said is familiar with Python, so he will help us with that if there is any additional question or explanation we need on some lines. If he's okay with it and familiar with it, he will tell us. Then we'll install AWS CLI from our Python that will be able to interact directly from the environment, and that environment just look like our normal command prompt. So the majority of what we'll do, apart from creating the SNS, we'll just set up our code in our environment, and then the environment will be able to interact with our AWS console. That's the GUI. The graphical user interface, that's what we are using. Normally, if you log into your AWS, that's the normal thing you are seeing, which is the GUI. But this time around, we are going to set some little codes from our environment that looks like command prompt. And then from there, it will be able to interact with the management console and give us what we want. So basically, that's what I just said. And then I talked about the architecture. The architecture is something simple. We just design a small architecture that will trigger anybody to just, at a glance, whatever they look at our architecture, that is the drawings, they will get to understand what our application is doing. So that's just a brief, that's just the fastest recap I can give. So that's what we are planning to build.
Okay, thank you very much. That was
You're welcome.
very detailed and very thorough. It's like you were answering all the questions I had in my mind before I even got to them.
Oh,
I
cool.
wanted to ask if we're going to use CLI or the GUI, like you said,
No,
but you
yeah,
clarified
we
the
are
same
going to
thing.
use,
Like,
we'll use
mhm.
both the CLI and the GUI.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I was wondering if we're going to even use an infrastructure as code tool like Terraform or something.
Terraform, yeah. But I want the first thing I want us to do is for us to be able to use this. When we are done with this and we are familiar with this, then we can do the same project using Terraform, the
Okay,
infrastructure
okay.
as code. Yeah. But we should understand these
That's
basics. After getting these basics, that's when we'll advance ourselves and then use Terraform to do the same project, so that we'll have the
okay,
same
sir.
results. Yeah.
Thank you, Abdulrahman, for trying to like break down the whole project and even trying to like as in thank you for this initiative because I won't lie to you, I'm still very much a newbie in the cloud, and
Okay.
I've been trying to like look for ways to get hands-on projects to work on, um,
Okay.
and also to collaborate with with like minds like myself.
Mm.
So
Yeah, sure.
I'm really happy. I mean, I will be involved in this kind of project, which will definitely broaden my knowledge on how to use all these cloud services. So so far so good. You've really did a good explanation and breakdown of how the project is going to work. And yeah, I'm also a software developer.
Okay.
So I code in Python. So
Oh,
I'll
cool.
be very much glad to to assist in breaking down the
Okay.
code and all. So
Okay. That's very good.
and I'll be looking towards to when to start this project. Thank you very much.
All right.